Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular board meeting for the Rainbow District School Board for Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. I'd like to welcome everybody who has joined us online this evening, as well as a great number of system leaders in the audience tonight, so we look forward to your presentation a little bit later on. So we'll begin tonight's meeting with our land acknowledgement, and the Rainbow District School Board would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Anishinaabeg, including Atikameksheng, Anishinaabeg, and the Wahnapitae Nations. We would like to acknowledge that we are situated within the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850 and want to recognize the inherent rights of the Anishinaabeg that maintain these lands from time immemorial. And we'll start tonight's meeting with the roll call. Director Bourget.
Trustee Dabowski.
Present.
Trustee Farrell.
Present.
Trustee Gibson.
Present.
Trustee Cosmely.
Present.
Trustee McCauley.
Present.
Trustee Dewar. Trustee Hunda.
Present.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
Present.
Trustee Clement.
Present.
Student Trustee Sear.
Present.
Student Trustee Gannett.
Present.
Thank you, Director. First item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. So we need a mover and a seconder that the agenda for the regular board meeting of September 23rd, 2025 be approved. That's moved by Trustee McCauley and seconded online, I believe, by Trustee Hunda. Any errors or omissions? We'll call for the vote. Director, go ahead.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor.
Trustee Dabowski.
In favor.
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmely.
In favor.
Trustee McCauley.
In favor.
Student Trustee Sear.
In favor.
And Student Trustee Gannett.
In favor.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, Director. Any preliminary declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, we'll move on to our presentation for this evening, so I'll turn the mic over to Director Bourget to introduce our guest.
Well, trustees, we have a full house of amazing educators here to present to you tonight. I hope what you will see is a tremendous amount of effort, not only in the presentation that's put forth to you, but what it represents in terms of the sheer efforts to serve our students in all of our geographic areas in a variety of different programming opportunities over the summer. So with that, I will turn it over to Superintendent Wachnock to begin.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to share an overview of our summer programs with you. Presenters this evening include Principal of Special Education Programs and Services, Danielle Williamson, Manager of Applied Behavior Analysis Services, Brian Manahan, Mental Health Lead, Sarah Clark, and Principals of Summer School Programs, Robin Best, Lindsay Henderson, Heather Downey, Rachel Goodfellow, and Vicki Zamantis. As you can see in the board report, our presentation this evening highlights the 9 components of summer learning: 3 special education programs, mental health supports, kindergarten camp, the elementary grade 1 to 8 program, the Indigenous Summer Learning Program, and the secondary program. There is a great deal of information to share with you this evening, all focused on student achievement and well-being. Our summer programs support Rainbow District School Board's strategic direction. These programs enable students to reach their potential by providing engaging learning opportunities and by setting high expectations. They also help to build student resilience and well-being. It is now my pleasure to introduce Danielle Williamson, Principal of Special Education Programs and Services.
Thank you. Special education funding provided additional staffing for summer programs across the Rainbow District School Board. To further support students in our early intervention programs, we were happy to have 3 early intervention classrooms this year. They were offered at Adamsdale Public School, Chelmsford Valley District Composite School, and Princess Anne Public School. Each program had a teacher and 2 educational assistants. To support grades 1 to 6 students in the summer learning program, special education funded an educational assistant who provided additional support for students at Adamsdale. This personalized programming benefited students at Adamsdale. Special education provided 11 educational assistants to meet the needs of kindergarten students during kindergarten camp at the following schools: Asiganac, C.C. McLean, Central Manitoulin, Churchill, Chelmsford Valley District Composite School, C.R. Judd, Levac, Northeastern, Queen Elizabeth, and S. Geiger schools. Special education also provided schools with the opportunity to host transition days at the end of August. 27 schools hosted transition events for students with special needs. Let's begin with our early intervention summer program. Students from our 4 early intervention classrooms were invited to attend. The model for the summer programs mirrors the model for the program that runs during the school year. The focus of the classroom is on literacy, numeracy, social skills, self-regulation, and conflict resolution. Our students enjoyed community outings and participated in summer learning program experiential learning activities. The summer transition program was designed to help ease students back into school. This program was open to students from kindergarten through grade 12. Each Rainbow School was invited to submit a transition plan proposal in June. Each transition plan was uniquely designed by the school team to best meet the needs of students and families in their school community who could benefit from the additional support. The programs ran between August 25th and August 29th, and each program was a little different. Some schools provided a full day or more in class. Other schools hosted visits and fun activities, while some focused on one-to-one interaction with staff. The goal was to ease the transition back into school by providing students with the opportunity to reacquaint themselves with the school building, their classroom, and of course, to meet and interact with school staff. In some instances, families accompanied the students. All in all, it was a great way to welcome back our students with special education needs and create a greater sense of comfort for students and their families about beginning a new school year. 18 of our elementary schools offered special education transition programs. As you can see, the programs were very well attended, a reflection of the needs in many of our schools. All 9 of our secondary schools offered special education transition programs this year. These programs are especially helpful for our students with special education needs who are entering grade 9. Students not only participate in the traditional welcome events that secondary schools host, they also benefit from additional visits that further ensure that they are well prepared for the first day of school. 748 students participated in transition programs this year. Of this total, 413 students were in intensive support programs, and 335 were from the regular program. Altogether, just over 200 school staff ensured the transition events ran smoothly. We had 106 teachers and 95 educational assistants welcoming our students back before the start of school. Staff have grown to really appreciate and take advantage of transition opportunities to set students up for success. At this time, I would like to invite Brian Manahan, Manager of ABA Services, to come forward to highlight the skill development program for students with autism.
Thank you. Good evening. The Skill Development Program for Students with Autism was developed by our Applied Behavior Analysis team and delivered in collaboration with our mental health team. Program participants were taught various social and life skills through video modeling, role play, feedback, games, and more. Lessons were developed based on the needs of the group, and activities were sent home to further promote the development of skills. The program was offered in 3-week blocks in July and August at LaSalle Elementary School. In total, 50 students participated in the program this year. Students acquired many new skills and, perhaps most importantly, formed new friendships. Many students returned for a second, third, or fourth year, indicative of the program's positive impact. Several skills were taught based on age and ability, including talking on topic, losing is okay, asking for help, and self-calming. On Fridays, students participated in cooking and baking lessons and made treats such as lunchbox pizzas, s'mores, cake mix cookies. Here's a photo of the pizzas created by our students. They also learned such skills as measuring, following recipes, stove and oven safety, and hand washing. As you can see, the majority of students indicated they had fun and made a friend. Through our parent feedback surveys, we found that most families agreed or strongly agreed that their child enjoyed coming to the program, and 100% agreed or strongly agreed that their child learned useful skills. All parents agreed or strongly agreed that educators were skilled and helpful, and 100% would recommend this program to another parent. This slide shows some of the additional feedback we received. Many parents mentioned the positive social and life skill development and their appreciation for our skilled staff. Many of the benefits of the program also extended outside of the teaching setting. In some cases, friendships that were formed in previous years have continued through to this day. That concludes the presentation on the skill development program for students with autism. I would now like to welcome Principal Robin Best to speak about kindergarten camp.
Thank you. Students entering kindergarten for the first time were invited to attend kindergarten camp at their Rainbow School. We are proud to say that we have been offering kindergarten camp now for 10 years. The half-day program ran for 4 mornings from August 25th to the 28th, and this year we had 439 students attend kindergarten camps in Rainbow Schools. Families dropped off students for 9 a.m. and picked up their children at 12 p.m. Kindergarten camp was designed to introduce children and families to Rainbow Schools. We wanted to give our youngest learners time to settle into their new learning environment. Children were introduced to some of the staff and became familiar with typical routines. We knew this experience would help children become excited about school and support them in developing new friendships. It also gave students an opportunity to become more independent as they explored various learning opportunities. This year, kindergarten camp was offered in 26 Rainbow Schools, which is our highest number to date. We had locations in Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin Island. Some sites ran multiple classes, including Chelmsford Valley District Composite School, LaSalle Elementary School, and Walden Public School with 2 classrooms each. R.L. Beatty Public School and Valley View Public School had 3 classrooms each. Parents and guardians recognize the value in having their children attend kindergarten camp prior to the start of the school year. A number of staff were part of the program, including 33 teachers, 10 designated early childhood educators, and 11 educational assistants. Several staff had participated in kindergarten camp throughout the years. Kindergarten camp was led by qualified Rainbow teachers. Where more than 15 children were enrolled, the program also included a designated early childhood educator. Throughout the morning, children engaged in many of the activities typically experienced in kindergarten. They participated in literacy and numeracy activities and had large blocks of time to explore the classroom and to play. They engaged in outdoor inquiries and activities. The program also included a snack each day, which was provided by the parents. As you can see by the photos, the level of engagement was very high. The children were clearly eager to continue their learning journey with us. Teachers communicated with parents regularly, sharing photos and program information. As always, we surveyed families for feedback. Of the respondents, 95% of parents were comfortable or very comfortable with their child attending kindergarten camp. Of the respondents, 95% of parents agreed or strongly agreed that their child was more prepared for kindergarten in September as a result of attending kindergarten camp. These post-camp results show that parents were pleased with the school entry experience. This slide captures some of the feedback that we received from parents. Kindergarten camp made our whole family less anxious about our child's first day of school. It allowed them to experience a school day without the overstimulation of being dropped into a building full of strangers, and gave them a sense of familiarity that made his first full day, both comfortable and exciting. Kindergarten camp gave our son the sneak peek at school that he needed to inspire confidence that he could rock the transition from a home daycare to a school environment. The first day I picked up my daughter, she said it was the best day of her life. Kindergarten camp benefited our students immensely. It smoothed the transition from home to school and welcomed students and parents to the Rainbow family. I would like to thank our tremendous staff and families for making kindergarten camp another great success. I'd now like to introduce Sarah Clark, who will focus on the summer mental health supports.
Thank you, Principal Best. Good evening. I'm happy to be here to share with you the good work done by the mental health team over the summer. One of my personal highlights in the year is spending time in the summer learning program and seeing students increase their skills and knowledge related to wellness. As a team, we were able to support the skill development program for students with autism with daily wellness programming, as well as support the summer learning programs at Princess Anne, Adamsdale, CVDCS, and Little Current Public School. Additionally, we piloted the BURST program. Let me share some details about all of this great work. In the skill development program for students with autism, we again had the privilege of working with the Applied Behavior Analysis team. We delivered a daily group that focused on mental wellness. The group covered the following topics: mindfulness, emotion regulation, growth mindset, problem solving, stress and coping strategies, including how stress affects the brain, self-compassion, kindness, and empathy. The team used a number of ways to deliver this material, including teaching, modeling from staff, role play, and arts-based methods. Chats about wellness were offered once per week to parents of students in the summer learning program. As you may remember, enhancing and supporting family mental health literacy is a requirement of PPM 169. We offered parents the opportunity to spend 30 minutes with our mental health staff learning about supporting your child's mental health, screen time and social media, and anxiety. Also in the summer learning program, mental health staff worked with educators to schedule daily mindfulness moments during times in the school day that the educators felt were most helpful. Mindfulness can be an effective way to support transitions for students. It teaches students to be in the present moment non-judgmentally, and has been shown to have many benefits when practiced regularly. Imaginary walks, body scans, and guided imageries are a few examples of the mindfulness moments. Additionally, we again had daily wellness activities in the afternoon block as an option for students at all of our sites. These activities covered topics such as stress management, problem solving, and self-compassion. The goal of these activities were to help students learn and explore techniques to recognize and cope with stress, regulate their emotions, and problem solve with peers. And lastly, the mental health team piloted the BURST program this summer. BURST stands for Building, Understanding, Resilience, and Strength Together. It's a community program that started in 2016 and has undergone a few iterations. This year, the program was reinvigorated through a community partnership that included the 4 school boards, as well as Greater Sudbury Police Service, Restorative Justice, Elizabeth Fry Society, and Northern Youth Services. Mental health and addictions nurses were also on site to provide additional support. Rainbow students entering grade 7 and grade 8 had the opportunity to attend the program at Adamsdale Public School for 1 of 2 weeks in August, based on their grade level for the upcoming school year. The program focuses on strength-based activities designed to help youth achieve success in building resilience and promotes positive youth development and increased engagement with support systems. With the support of facilitators, students participated in large and small group activities focused on building teamwork, fostering healthy relationships, and navigating challenges. What you see in the photos is one of the games designed to enhance teamwork and another of the group geocaching. On the slide, I have some participant feedback. At the end of every day, students were asked to record what they learned from the program, what they enjoyed in the program, and what they will take with them from the program. These are a few examples of student voice from that activity. One student said, "I felt really smart." Another learned that they were resilient. "Working together as a team may take longer, but is more successful," was another student takeaway. Learning to create a more supportive and helpful environment, always respecting others when they're speaking. It's okay to take a break. Teamwork and conflict resolution skills were other important takeaways that students shared. As I indicated, this was a pilot program for Rainbow this year. From the outset of planning, we have had conversations about how to offer this program on the island and in the Espanola area, and hope to be able to do this next year. Thank you. I would now like to invite Lindsay Henderson, Principal of the Summer Learning Program, to come forward.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Good evening. Having been involved with the Summer Learning Program for many years, I am very passionate about the impact it has on student learning. I welcomed the opportunity to lead the program this year as principal. The program has many benefits for students, families, and educators. First and foremost, it maximizes learning through opportunities for students. Our goal through Summer Learning Program is to help students improve their skills in literacy and numeracy. Explicit instruction and daily practice enable students to not only maintain the skills they developed throughout the school year, but also build their skills to prepare for the next grade level. The program is highly targeted and data-driven. We offer intensive interventions that focus on specific learning goals. The Summer Learning Program is also designed to provide opportunities for teachers, student mentors, educational assistants, and site leads to build relationships with students and their families to encourage learning at home. Additionally, the program presents an amazing opportunity to build capacities in teacher practice, knowledge of resources, and assessment. Teachers share their experiences, which is a powerful form of professional learning. This not only benefits students during the summer, it impacts outcomes for all learners throughout the school year. This summer, we hosted 16 classes with 216 students across 4 sites: Princess Anne Public School, Adamsdale Public School, Chelmsford Valley District Composite School, and Little Current Public School. Support from a variety of program areas was leveraged to provide students with an exceptional experience. Student Success provided resources to support grades 7 and 8. Social workers presented classroom mindfulness activities throughout the day and connected with parents and guardians to provide supports, and on-site coffee chats featured focused discussions and opportunities to share parenting skills and strategies. Student mentors provided programming under the direction of teaching staff. They supported learning in the classroom through small group work, helped prepare the breakfast program, assisted with supervision, and led activities. Many of our student mentors are concurrent education students, which adds tremendous value to our program while building capacity in the next generation of teachers. At our Sudbury sites, students participated in literacy or math. Intermediate students in Sudbury and primary to intermediate students on Manitoulin Island engaged in both literacy and numeracy. The program grew significantly this year, serving more than 200 students. Reading screening data enables us to target lessons and interventions. Data is gathered weekly on each student to monitor areas of growth and determine next steps. During the Summer Learning Program, students from all over the board came together for reading, writing, and experienced learning. New friendships are formed as students meet children beyond their school and home communities. The activities provide meaningful ways to build skills, confidence, and connections outside of the classroom. Along with building a culture of caring for students, staff make connections with family and share resources and strategies to continue the learning at home. Here is the structure of a typical day in the Summer Learning Program. The day includes 180 minutes of instruction, a 30-minute lunch and recess, and 60 minutes of experienced learning activities. During the afternoon, students may receive targeted mini lessons and interventions with teachers in small groups. In primary and junior grades, educators focused on foundational reading skills, including phonics, decoding, word work, and sentence building. Specific resources were used to ensure students gained the skills required to become more proficient readers. Ongoing tracking enables us to tailor lessons to specific reading and writing tasks to develop overall reading and writing skills. In the intermediate grades, students work to develop higher order literacy skills, focusing on vocabulary, summarizing of text, and writing. This focused approach throughout the entire day was deliberate and intentional. We wanted students to work on developing specific skills they needed to improve their reading and writing. Students were asked to write about their favorite part of the summer learning program. They were proud of their writing and had positive feedback. Here are some examples. One student wrote, "My favorite part of the summer learning program was the field trips. The game you play when you guess the 5 letters, it was really fun. And I liked playing it, and writing, and playing." This chart represents the results of some of the assessments that were completed during the program. Over 83% of students experienced growth based on the data gathered. In intermediate literacy, students sharpened their reading and writing skills using text and tasks connected to a theme, environmental sustainability. Harvesting resources in a reasonable way resonates with students and has strong connections to the curriculum in grades 7, 8, and 9 science and geography. According to entrance and exit assessments, 92% of students demonstrated an improved ability to identify important information in grade-appropriate nonfiction texts connected to the program theme. Students participated in daily writing lessons connected to the text, and they read in class in order to improve their sentence structure, conventions such as grammar and punctuation, and sentence complexity. Mature writers express information and ideas using more robust sentences. There was significant growth between pre- and post-assessments. Every student improved in their ability to expand sentences by adding details, join simple sentences to produce more complex ones, and use appropriate grammar and punctuation. Like our literacy program, the numeracy component of summer learning focused on skills specifically selected to be impactful for students as they enter the next grade. For students in our primary classrooms, this included building their understanding of counting numbers, addition and subtraction, and pre-algebraic concept of equality. For students in the junior grades, more complex skills were prioritized, including multiplication and division, working with fractions, and foundational algebra skills. In the intermediate program, students worked on building their multiplication and division skills, as well as their understanding of integers and solving equations. This slide shows the tracking sheets used to monitor student progress. There are columns for multiplication facts. The highlighted facts are the ones that were mastered. The top image shows one of our students' fact fluency upon arrival. At the middle of the program and the end of the program, there was significant growth. With focused, intentional instruction, our primary students also showed significant growth. Impact of instruction was measured using pre- and post-assessments. Primary students realized a 42.4% improvement in their ability to represent numbers in various ways and their understanding of value of digits within a number. Our youngest learners experienced considerable growth in adding and subtracting numbers with an average gain of 29.2% from the beginning of the program to the end. Finally, average gains of 24% were noted in students' understanding of equality. Our junior cohort also recorded impressive gains. On average, junior students experienced 33.6% growth in representing and comparing numbers, and 24% growth in adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing numbers. Pre- and post-assessment results confirmed a 30.8% gain in students' ability to work with fractions and a 15.4% gain in foundational algebra skills. The celebrations continued with our intermediate students. Pre- and post-assessment confirmed average student growth of 9% in multiplying and dividing numbers, 15% growth in working with integers, and 11% growth in solving equations. These three concepts are critical for success in secondary mathematics. Of note, diagnostic information collected ahead of the program revealed the highest numeracy scores in the history of the intermediate summer learning program. Four students, for example, scored 100% on the pre-assessment, which is why only 88% experienced growth from pre to post assessment. Advanced numeracy program was provided for these students to enable them to grow their skills beyond their starting point. The year-over-year diagnostic results illustrate the efficacy and effectiveness of Rainbow math instruction and the interventions implemented during the regular school year. To support our multi-language learners, an English language teacher was assigned to the program. This teacher provided support to all teachers in the program as needed. Support was given to students through small group instructions. Let's see one of our students progress.
I don't have legs. I can't not jump. Said the sloth balance, then sloth gets on his back. That was a sentence.
That's okay though. You can keep going right from here.
Slut. Look.
Keep going.
And the slut can jump from pad to pond.
From pad to
Pad.
good job. From those lily pads to lily pads. So cute.
I knew what it is.
Yeah, because he's just a little frog, right?
Like this, the frog, like the slut go on him.
You've got it. Yeah. So cute.
Each day, students participated in 60 minutes of experiential learning. Mentors led the students in a variety of activities, including arts and crafts, team building, trips to local splash pads, STEM, and so much more. During this time, we invited community partners to join us, including the Art Gallery of Sudbury. We also had Eric Bacon lead students in some science activities. While mentors engaged students in different activities, teachers worked with students in small groups to provide focused instruction. Students benefited from the classroom instruction in the morning, then received immediate coaching, feedback, and support in the later portion of the day. A number of outdoor education activities were incorporated into the program. We took 3 Sudbury sites to Kiwi Park for a day of outdoor learning. Children rotated through 4 centers. Classes walked a nature path, read a mindfulness text, and had great book talks along the way. At another center, students participated in a scavenger hunt for math questions they had to solve. Students learned about the food chain and participated in physical activity. We were so fortunate to have Don's Pizzeria donate 100 pizza boxes, which the student used to create solar ovens. We brought our solar ovens with us to the park and cooked s'mores as a special treat. This was an excellent way to integrate science into the program. It was nothing but smiles all around. Students from Little Current Public School were transported to the Shawinigan Centennial Museum, where they studied artifacts from Manitoulin Island. Students watched a video about Indigenous archaeological sites around Shawinigan. They further explored artifacts through hands-on learning activities. Each site hosted an end-of-program celebration where families were invited to acknowledge the students' hard work and commitment to the program. Our theme for the celebration this year was Level Up. Each site had their own vision for the gathering. Most sites had an assembly, while others had a picnic. Students received certificates in a take-home learning bag to practice their new skills. These celebrations also gave us an opportunity to thank parents and guardians for supporting their children through their summer learning journey. Students and families were asked to provide feedback through a survey. 96% of students said they would recommend the program to their peers. This is certainly a wonderful testament to the value students experienced. Likewise, 97.4% of parents indicated they would recommend the program to others. Parents and guardians said the program had a positive impact on their children, and they appreciated the many benefits. Another interesting statistic is that 93% of the students in both literacy and numeracy programs indicated that they noticed overall growth in their learning. This speaks directly to positive outcomes. Students gained key skills and became more confident and competent in literacy and numeracy. Students will build on these foundational skills in the new school year. Along with qualitative data, we asked students to tell us about their experience overall in the program. The student feedback provided another measure of success. I really like this program, and I would like to do it again. I thought it was super fun, and now 2 of my friends want to come. I hope to come back next year. P.S. I really liked my teacher. They were so nice and funny and helpful. You'll have lots of fun at this school because you'll meet new friends, new teachers, and you'll do lots of fun stuff. Teachers, you were the best. I just liked it. I really liked the Kiwi Park and the barbecue. They were really fun. The program is so good because I learned 15 words and I learned English, and I got better speaking it. I loved going to the outside splash pad. It is so much fun. This program is so good. Everyone's nice. Thank you for teaching me very well. My math improved a lot, and I love this program. Parent feedback was also extremely positive. Here are just a few examples of the responses received through our survey. All the interactive activities, she had a lot of fun each day and was excited to tell us all about it. He enjoyed learning new ways to do math. He really liked his teacher and new classmates. The program made learning fun and meaningful for her. He found it very fun and engaging. He's showing more willingness to work on reading. The communication with the teacher was fantastic. She was responsive, positive, and encouraging. My son loved attending the program, and I loved the teacher. Purposeful planning and implementation ensured a successful program once again this year. We had a diverse team that was eager and driven. They worked together to support student success through carefully structured and data-driven instruction, which maximized gains and impacts on student achievement. Teachers and site leads ensured there was effective homeschool communication and built strong relationships with families. There was also ease of access to resources and supports at each program location. With staff engagement, ongoing parent communication, intentional programming, and professional learning, students experienced a high degree of success. Each student's level of confidence and engagement grew to support their learning into a new school year. At this time, I would like to invite Heather Downey and Rachel Goodfellow to talk about the Indigenous Summer Learning Programs. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Students in Sudbury and Manitoulin Island participated in a full-day credit-bearing Indigenous Summer Learning Program. Sudbury Secondary School was the site for Reach Ahead programming in Sudbury. Our staff prepared a healthy breakfast and lunch, providing students with a summer camp-style experience, all while building rapport amongst the students. Students participated in interactive, hands-on learning, which consisted of outdoor education, cooking, arts, cultural learning, and community experiences. The purpose of the Indigenous Summer Learning Program was to offer an opportunity for credit accumulation while promoting well-being, building relationships, and exposing students to secondary school. The program opened with a traditional ceremony where students learned about medicines and how they can use them in connecting with their identity and culture. And each student connected each morning with a smudge. Participating students were in grade 8 or 9 who were looking to reach ahead in their learning and earn additional credits towards their Ontario Secondary School diploma. And in the case of incoming grade 8 students, begin secondary school having already earned a credit. Sudbury Secondary offered courses in careers, civics, and physical education. Students had the opportunity to engage with community members who shared their knowledge and experiences about different professions and life experiences. The Sudbury site enjoyed community-based learning opportunities such as visits to Cambrian College, Laurentian University, art climbing, as well as a tour of local health and mental health service sites. At Sudbury Secondary School, 17 students earned a civics credit, 15 completed careers credit, and in addition, 15 students earned a physical education credit. Students who earned these compulsory credits over the summer now have more room for the interest courses that they may want to take in their high school and moving forward. I would love to share some of our great student voices with you. Here are 3 of this year's summer students.
Okay. Ani Bojo, Roland Babam Koidishnikas. I took the Indigenous Sudbury Secondary School summer course 2 years in a row, and I really enjoyed it, like getting to hang out with like my friends every day, and they gave us like food every day too. There was like really not a single dull experience in it. I really enjoyed all the assignments too. It helped me like learn more about like mental health too, and like nutritional health too. It was so fun.
Ali Jewel Hare Dishnikas, Sudbury Secondary Donjiba. My name is Jewel Hare, and I go to Sudbury Secondary School, and I attended the Indigenous Summer School program with FZED. And me, I don't necessarily enjoy FZED, but the community and everybody just made it so fun. It made me want to come every day. And since I'm like a senior, and there was a bunch of freshmen, grade 9s, it was nice to kind of show them around before school actually started in the summer. And it was really fun, and especially the field trips where we would go outside and hike, and we went rock climbing as well. It was very fun, and I loved it, and I'm glad I took it.
Ani Matilda Dishnikas, I'm from Wakwamakong. I did the Indigenous Civics and Careers at Sudbury Secondary School. I loved going outside, smudging, gathering together, learning about treaties and our civics and careers.
Thank you. I'd now like to introduce Rachel Goodfellow, principal of the Manitoulin Summer Learning Program.
Hello. At Manitoulin Secondary School, 15 students successfully completed the Civics and Citizenship course. 16 students earned a Career Studies credit. Students who earned these compulsory credits over the summer now have room for more interest courses in their high school timetables moving forward. Manitoulin Secondary School offered Career Studies, Civics and Citizenship compulsory grade 10 courses. 14 students participated, were entering grade 9, and we had 2 students that were going into grade 10. Some program highlights include student culture and community was embedded in the learning and daily activities. Central to the program was students making connections while deepening their cultural capacity. For students coming into grade 9, and to an extent all students, getting to know other students, staff, and the building helps them build confidence and comfort with the school community. This certainly made their first day of school an easier transition. Field trips and land-based hikes and walks were a highlight of the program. Students visited Kenjigewin Tech in Chiging to learn about local post-secondary options, as well as dual credit opportunities in senior grades. I would now like to introduce Vicki Zemantis, principal of Secondary Summer Learning Program.
Thanks, Rachel. This year marked the 12th offering of the Rainbow e-Learning Summer Program, alongside 1, 2, and 3 credit cooperative education options. Students also continued to have access to credit recovery opportunities, and for the 6th consecutive year, students wishing to improve a passing grade could do so through summer school. 4 students took advantage of this option in 2025. New credits from the program for Indigenous learners at Sudbury Secondary School and Manitoulin Secondary School were granted through secondary summer school and are therefore included in the overall credit totals and data. Here you can see enrollment for the past 3 summers. Over the past 12 years, registration for summer programs have more than doubled, from 248 in 2013 to 562 in 2025. This 127% increase reflects the growing number of students taking advantage of e-learning and cooperative education to reach ahead and earn new credits during the summer. The majority of students registering in summer school, 92%, are from Rainbow Board. The continuation of face-to-face instruction directly correlates with the increased overall success rate of credit recovery programming in summer school. The traditional in-class model greatly benefits students who enjoy the direct interaction with the teacher. Trends show that students are most likely to recover credits in math, science, and English. Participation rates are highest in math and English among grade 9 and 10 students. This past summer marked our 12th year running Rainbow e-learning summer school. Our students achieved outstanding success, earning 197.5 credits with a 95.8 pass rate. E-learning courses represented 36% of all credits attempted during the summer program. All summer e-learning courses are new credit courses, with English being the most requested. E-learning also provides valuable reach-ahead opportunities for students in both college and university pathways. In 2025, students attempted 285 cooperative education credits and successfully earned 276, making cooperative education the largest component of the summer school program. These courses accounted for 49% of all credits attempted and 49% of all credits earned. All cooperative education courses offered in summer school are new credit opportunities. They allow students to reach ahead in both college and university pathways, as well as support students who may need additional elective credits in order to graduate on time. For many, summer co-op presents the ideal opportunity to fulfill their specialist high skills major co-op requirement, as their focus during the regular school year is often on credits required for post-secondary admissions. Overall, this past year's pass rate was 96.4%, the 11th consecutive year with a pass rate above 90%. This consistent success reflects the commitment of both students and teachers and demonstrates how summer programming continues to meet student needs and interests. As you can see, our summer programs are having the desired impact. This summer, an additional 8 students graduated, bringing the cumulative total to 202 graduates whose participation in summer school enabled them to achieve an Ontario Secondary School diploma. Thank you. I'd like to call up Maureen McNamara.
This concludes our overview of the Rainbow District School Board Summer Learning Program. As you can see, we have many successes to celebrate. Students gained skills and students earned credits. For many, summer school provided a pathway to graduation, which we are all very proud of. I would like to thank all of our presenters this evening, and we would be pleased to answer any questions that you may have.
Well, thanks everybody for what an unbelievable presentation. Super job, everybody. So we'll open up the floor to questions. Anybody have questions? Trustees online? Trustee Hunda, please, online. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair Farrell. First and foremost, as usual, what another congratulations to us, I guess is the best way to put it. I want to thank each and every staff member for your commitment and your hard work over the summer for this program. I have a couple of questions. How are, particularly in the elementary level programs, how are the students chosen again to participate in the program?
I think Superintendent Kozar will answer this question.
So I can happily speak to that. So we do put out a call to all schools to select students who would benefit from ongoing learning opportunities in the summer. So in consultation with teachers, they identify students who would benefit from that ongoing literacy and numeracy instruction, and we make every effort to include every student who applies. So we have an opportunity for students across the board who, again, maybe need that little step up to keep their learning going, to participate.
Okay, thank you. Follow-up. So is there a possibility to attend if parent requests? their child attend?
So it would be in conversation with the school. So the schools make those recommendations, and then they pass it along to the principal, who reviews all those recommendations with the classroom teacher. So definitely there's opportunity for parents to have that conversation with their principal and the teacher at the school.
Excellent. Thank you, Dan. I don't know who would want this one. I'm going to assume that it's up to the parents to transport the students.
For elementary program, we do offer transportation. So we offer central hubs of transportation. So it's not door-to-door pickup typically, but it is sort of centralized locations where parents can bring their kids to get them to the programs.
Okay. And finally, I just, I want to again thank all of you for your hard work. And it was so clear, and I think we can all agree that the student comments clearly demonstrated the successes of the programs. It sounds like all of them seem to very thoroughly enjoy their experience, and the success rate is something that I know because of you, the board can celebrate and be proud of. Thank you again to all of you for your work.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. Trustee McCauley.
I don't have a question specifically, but I have a comment to make that I am absolutely amazed by the amount of work that goes into this summer school program and how it touches all of the key points throughout the spectrum. It's indeed really mind-boggling, and I think that our professionals that are sitting here today and those behind you that help to bring the programs forward are a credit to the profession, and definitely a credit to this board. And I echo the sentiments of our chair earlier. Congratulations, well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee McCauley. Trustee Corbett-Addison.
Thank you, Chair Farrell. Thank you all for a wonderful display of continued learning throughout the summer, that all of your programs benefited the students of our board. Thank you all for giving your summer to those students, because I know as a past teacher that's a big thing to go year round, and I really thank you for that, because those kids really needed it. One question I have is for co-op. How many credits were granted in co-op? And was it offered on Manitoulin?
Yes, it was offered on Manitoulin. The exact number I don't have off the top of my head right now, but yeah. Principal of Student Success.
Hello. Students could earn a 1 or 2 credit co-op over the summer. So we are tallying all of the co-op credits that you saw, that it was the biggest number of credits earned was through co-op, I think, as Principal Mantis indicated. And so those students who worked through the month of July and August could receive 2 co-op credits. The students who worked at their job through the month of July or August, 1 co-op credit. So we had 11 co-op teachers throughout the whole board working all summer long, including on Manitoulin Island and Espanola.
Thank you for that information. I know that those attempts to get more credits over the summer are often, they make the difference in the kids graduating in a shorter period of time and catching up on lost credits as well.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Miigwech.
Thank you, Trustee Corbett-Addison. Is there any further comments or questions from trustees? I'll check online. I have Trustee Cosmerly online, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Just 2 things. First of all, well done. I'll echo what the other trustees have said. Really good job every year. And I'm sure that what we've seen through the information that was presented, that the students are very grateful for the support that they're given through the summer. I have one question for our mental health lead about the BURST program. That sounded like quite an interesting program. And I just wanted to know if there's any follow-up during the year, because it sounded like kids would get a week of intense programming, I guess, over a 2-week Okay, I'm probably going to mess that up. There were 2 sessions, I guess, of a week each, something like that. Is there a follow-up through the year so that these kids don't lose the skills that they've learned with respect to resilience? Because that's a big piece. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So we are currently in talks with our community partners around how we do some planned follow-ups. It's an ongoing process, but certainly relationships with caring adults is something that our students developed, and as much as we can, we'd like to continue those.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Trustee Clement.
I'm going to throw my 2 cents in there. I've been here long enough to know, I said, we've got a great board, but what we have is a great staff. And we got to give kudos to all the kids that recognize they needed help to get into these programs. And it's like, sort of a theme that this board likes to have is like, no child left behind. And this is real proof of that. So thank you so much for your work.
Thank you, Trustee Clement. Anything further? Yes, Student Trustee Sear, go ahead, please.
I'd just like to say thank you all for doing what you've done. I know that I've also taken summer credits online and in person, and that really made a big difference in my graduating. I'm able to graduate a full year early now, and I know it's made a big difference in people's lives, and I just want to say thank you.
Thanks very much, Trustee Sear. Anything further? Well, once again, you've heard, there's nothing more that I can say that hasn't been said here. I just want you to leave here knowing how immensely proud we are of each and every one of you and the work that you do with kids and parents in our community. You're real true leaders, and thank you so much for everything you do. Very much appreciate it. Okay, trustees, continuing with the meeting agenda, we have no reports from the closed meeting of the board. We'll move on to old business, and we have a set of minutes to look at. So we'll need a mover and a seconder that the minutes from the regular board meeting held on Tuesday, August 26, be approved. I need a mover for that, moved by Trustee Corber-Addison and seconded by Trustee Clement. And I believe we may have amendment. I'll look to Trustee Gibson. Is there anything that you'd like to talk about on that? Go ahead, Trustee Gibson.
Thank you, Chair Farrow. Yes, I just moved to amend by striking the part under notice of absence, referring to bylaw 14 and Trustee Dewar's absence. So bylaw 14 governs electronic participation. It doesn't govern requests for absence. So we could just take that out, or you can amend it to include whatever bylaw or policy you did use to excuse the absence.
So I have some language that I'll suggest, Trustee Gibson. It goes under notice of absence. Chair Farrow shared that Trustee Dewar sends her regrets. We can add the bylaw if that's important, but we can leave it as that, and then continuing with Trustee Dabowski requested to join virtually, and her request meets criteria of bylaw 14. Any thoughts on that?
That's been our past practice, is to just do the regrets, because it doesn't require a board motion until we get to 3 consecutive meetings.
Any questions or comments? I see that as just a friendly cleanup of the minutes, and no need for a motion on that. Am I correct on that? Go ahead, Trustee Gibson.
I'm only mentioning it because I don't want anyone to be under the miscomprehension that bylaw 14 allows them to just miss a meeting, because that could result in a trustee losing their seat. So there seems to be a little bit of confusion. So maybe we have to have a look at that bylaw and perhaps explore the policy idea that I suggested, so that we can flesh that out and make sure it encapsulates all these sorts of situations, so nobody gets caught by that. Thank you.
Yeah, I would agree after you pointing it out today, Trustee Gibson, that we should have another look at that. Anything further from trustees on this? So what we will do is we will just change the wording of the minutes. Look to our secretary. Okay, super duper. So we have that change. Any other further issues with the minutes? Seeing none, we will move forward to the vote, please. Go ahead, Director.
Trustee Clement. In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor?
Trustee DeBoski.
In favor.
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor. Sorry, I couldn't find my button.
Thank you. Trustee Cosmely.
In favor.
Trustee McCauley.
In favor.
Student Trustee Sear. And Student Trustee Gannett.
In favor.
Motion is carried.
Thank you, Director, and thank you, Trustee Gibson, for pointing that out. That's a really good catch. Moving on to our next section, reports and recommendations from the board. We don't have any new business. We'll turn it over to our Superintendent of Business, Adam Gilmo, to talk about levying education tax bylaws, things like a riveting topic. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. This bylaw, number 2025-02, is part of the package you received with tonight's agenda, and it's the same as it has been in previous years. So it is a requirement within the Education Act that is sent to the ministry prior to the end of the calendar year, and it is initiated when we receive notice from the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance is responsible for collecting education taxes from the unorganized townships as levied by the Ministry of Education and subsequently remitting them to the board. So therefore, we have the following motion for your consideration.
Okay, so we have the motion. We'll need a mover and a seconder that the levying education taxes for 2025 bylaw as attached be deemed to have been read 3 times and approved. So we'll need a mover for that. Moved by Trustee Gibson. Seconder, please. Seconded by Trustee McCauley. Any questions to the Superintendent of Business on this? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. Go ahead, Director.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor.
Trustee DeBoski.
In favor.
Trustee Farrell.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmely.
In favor.
Trustee McCauley.
In favor.
Student Trustee Sear.
In favor.
Student Trustee Gannett.
In favor.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, Director. Sticking with the Superintendent of Business, various capital project update. Go ahead, Adam.
Thank you again, Chair. This evening, it is my pleasure to present updates on the planned capital projects we presented to you earlier in the year. Beginning towards the end of the school year and throughout the summer, our staff has worked tirelessly to complete a significant number of projects simultaneously. I'd like to start by taking this opportunity to thank Sandy Ackroyd and Paulo Baradelli for their tremendous efforts in coordinating all of these projects and ensuring that all critical work was completed before our students returned in September. I would like to extend that gratitude to Natalie Musso, our Manager of Facilities, Craig O'Kane, and the maintenance staff, our facility supervisors, and the support staff in the Facilities Department, all of which play critical roles in many of the projects we will share with you this evening. On that note, I would like to share some pictures of the great work that was done around our facilities this summer. We'd like to begin this evening by looking at 2 playground projects that we began last year, but were not complete when we presented to you last September. Here you will see pictures of the new play structure at Gene Hansen, which is fully accessible and complete with sensory elements and features. Valley View Public School also saw the completion of their playground space, which also features sensory and accessible elements, as well as functionalities highlighting both music and nature. At Asiganak Public School, we completed the installation of heating pumps as a part of a rooftop plant that provides both heating and cooling through ceiling vents. This new system is much more efficient than the wall-mounted radiators and provides year-round comfort through air circulation. The wall units remain available for supplementary heat on very cold days. The heating plant you see here was identified as an eco-friendly alternative that will greatly reduce energy consumption. At C.C. McLean Public School, we have completed a project to address necessary structural work on the rear side of the building, adjacent to the gymnasium. The school will also be receiving a series of new lockers which are expected to arrive and be installed in October. Confederation Secondary School saw renovations take place to the lobby area at the front entrance. This included upgrading to lighting and flooring. Most importantly, pictured here you will see the windows that were installed, creating greater visibility to the entrance doors from the office. At Lockerbie, in addition to the new shop spaces that were upgraded during the fall of last year, we have also completed renovations to accommodate greater space in 2 labs in the science wing. Other work includes pipe repairs in the crawl space and rooftop ventilation units that will be replaced in the fall. At Lively District Secondary School, significant work was done to the exterior of the facility. This included the repaving of the entire parking lot at the rear of the school and concrete work at the front entrance, including the stairs, creating revitalized access in and out of the school. Here you will see the new modular unit that was installed at Redwood Acres Public School to help address increasing accommodation pressures. At the school, we continue to explore designs to spaces that are aging and require upgrades as part of a larger project. In Espanola, the facility occupied by both Espanola High School and AB Ellis Public School has seen significant electrical upgrades that will help address needs in trade spaces requiring additional power. In the next slide, you will see the nearly completed community garden located near the soccer fields and basketball court across the street. The area features stone in the form of the medicine wheel and circular seating for use as an outdoor classroom for community events and for ceremonies. Embedded in the garden is the plaque preserved from the school that was built in 1919. Garden boxes will soon be added along with the planting of cedars, sage, and sweetgrass. A fire pit enclosure is also being built by the construction technology class at Espanola High School, and a dedication ceremony is being planned for later this fall. Llewellyn Park Secondary School saw the installation of high-efficiency boilers and pumps with building control, upgrading their heating system. In addition, windows requiring replacement were changed out during the summer, with the flashing being installed just before school started. And finally, the dust collector inside the tech shop has been removed and will be relocated to the outside of the building. The pad outside the shop has been completed and installation is expected shortly upon arrival of the new unit. Coppercliff Public School also received new windows this summer across the entire facing of the building, with flashing and vents arriving shortly to complete this project in the fall. The school also received a new roof this summer, as seen here. At Northeastern Public School, an area was backfilled to fortify a retaining wall for structural purposes, and this area was then converted to additional parking spaces near the back of the school. At Larchwood Public School, we completed the last of a series of smaller projects we've been working on over the last couple of years, finishing the renovations of the washroom facilities in the building. At Walden Public School, some groundwork was required to remove a hill that was impacting supervision and allowed the school to install a new play structure in the same area. We have continued renovations at Westmount Public School since its opening last fall to better suit our students and programming. This year's work included an expanded kitchen for life skills teaching and an additional snoozling room. At Princess Anne Public School, a portion of the library was converted to a classroom to accommodate a separate learning space. We were quite busy at Lansdowne Public School this summer, adapting space for increased enrollment by creating one classroom, adding washrooms required in ISP spaces on the second floor, and creating additional parking. At Minettville Public School, we saw a number of initiatives executed over the summer, including replacements of certain sections of roof, additional parking added in front of the school, a new gym floor, and the installation of an elevator. As you can see here, that work for the elevator is still underway without interrupting operations and is expected to be completed before the winter. While we continue to put finishing touches on some projects during the fall, we have already begun to move on to the projects that will be considered for next summer. We will be engaging in our normal process of asking for requests from administrators, reviewing VFA requirements, and assessing any safety or accommodation needs as we prepare our list of projects over the next several months. We're also currently engaged in the process of finalizing applications for capital priority projects, which are due for submission to the Ministry of Education on October 8th. We plan to submit the same two projects that were not successful last year and are currently revising both. I'd like to thank Sandy, Paolo, Natalie, Carla, and Yuan for their assistance in preparing these submissions. We expect to hear back in March as per the ministry timelines. And finally, we'd like to take this opportunity to share that Sandy Ackroyd, Manager of Capital Projects, will soon be retiring, with her last day of work being this Friday, September 26th. We'd like to thank Sandy for 24 years of dedicated service with the Rainbow District School Board. Her impact is felt and seen at each of our facilities, where she has led countless projects to improve safety, aesthetics, and functionality to our schools. Sandy's compassion for student well-being and achievement has always been evident in the design and execution of projects that have positively impacted our school communities and will continue to do so for years. Sandy, on behalf of the Rainbow District School Board, we thank you for all you have done and wish you safe travels and the very best in your retirement. I'd like to thank everyone for your attention this evening, and I'm happy to take any questions you might have.
Thank you, Superintendent Gilbo. Any questions on these a variety of projects? Go ahead, Trustee Gibson.
Thank you, Chair Farrer, through you to Superintendent Gilbo. You mentioned accommodation pressures, and that's not the first time I've heard about a library being converted to a classroom, and I know we've also added portables, some of which you mentioned in that slideshow. So I was just wondering if there's going to be a time when we get a more fulsome report that actually shows us the school capacity and what the accommodation pressures are, like percentage-wise, so we can have a look at the whole district. Like, we do know what's going on at particular schools, but I'd like to have an idea of where our accommodation is sitting at. I think it's been around 5 years since we've looked at that, and it used to be something we did annually. We used to have an annual accommodation meeting. I know some of that is linked to the legislation around closing schools, but we're not looking at that. I just would like to have the information. I believe the report we used to get was called the long-term capital data, because I have no doubt everything is under control, but I would like to be looking further into the future, like 10 years, a decade into the future. The students that we serve, the demographics have changed a lot, the numbers have changed a lot, and I'd just like a picture of where we're sitting as a district, because I don't really feel like I have that at the moment. So I just wanted to put that out there for consideration. Thank you.
Through you, Chair. Certainly we can put that information together. We have that available as we're collecting enrollment numbers and the utilization rates versus the on-the-ground capacity. So that is something that we can put together for sure.
Thank you. Any further questions? Okay, seeing none, thank you, Superintendent Gilbo, for that presentation. Our next item on our agenda is Ontario Student Trustees Association Fall General Meeting. So we have a motion. We need a mover and a seconder that the board approve the attendance of Student Trustee Sear and Student Trustee Guinette at the OSTA Fall General Meeting on November 13th through 16th, 2025 in Toronto. We'll need a mover for that, please. That's Trustee Gibson, and seconded by Trustee Dubosky online. I'm wondering if the student trustees have anything that they want to add at this point in time to talk about the motion, or you're good to go.
I know that Izzy wasn't able to attend the AGM in May, but I was able to attend with Tia and Alex, and I took a lot from that experience, and I learned so much about what my role is and how I can learn from other people, and that whole community was very, very educational for me, and I learned a lot for leadership, and I just want to say miigwech.
Perfect. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote, Director.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Corbier-Addison.
In favor.
Trustee Dubosky.
In favor.
Trustee Farrow.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly.
In favor.
Trustee McCauley.
In favor.
Student Trustee Sear.
In favor.
And Student Trustee Guinette.
In favor.
The motion is carried.
Thank you, and enjoy the opportunity, student trustees. Moving on to notice of absence. Trustee Dewar sends her regrets this evening, and also Trustee Dubosky, Trustee Cosmerly, and Trustee Hunham made a request to me, and it was approved to participate electronically in today's meeting, and the request meets the criteria outlined in bylaw number 14. Number 5, Director's remarks. Go ahead, Director Bourget.
Thank you, Chair Farrow. I'd like to begin by thanking our outstanding administrators, teachers, and educational support staff for their purposeful work in getting our school year off to a great start. As evidenced by our presentation this evening, we had a very successful and full summer of programming to improve student learning outcomes, and I'd like to thank all staff involved in our summer programs for their commitment and commend our students and families for their making the most of this opportunity. It was a wonderful summer of learning, friendship, and fun. I'd also like to share our appreciation for our students on a successful return to school and thank our parents and guardians for their ongoing support. We all know that parental and guardian involvement improves student achievement, and I look forward to engaging with our families throughout the school year as we share resources and provide opportunities to support learning. I'd also like to thank Superintendent Gilbo and our Facilities Department for the incredible work accomplished over the summer. These capital projects are important because they provide the quality environments in which our students and staff and all work and learn. They are a reflection of our shared pride in our schools and the communities that we serve. I just want to reiterate that Executive Council school visits will continue. These visits to schools connect with staff and students and continue to be a priority for Executive Council. These visits occur primarily on Wednesdays and Thursdays and sometimes on Mondays, and are certainly the highlight of our week because it's so wonderful to see the priorities established by this board coming to life. There are great things happening in Rainbow Schools inside and outside the classroom in all our priority areas. In addition to dynamic teaching and learning, school clubs, activities, and fall athletics are underway. These extracurriculars enhance the overall student experience and create a strong sense of belonging. And when students feel connected at school, they're well on their way towards achieving their goals. I'd like to also thank in advance Hazel Fox Recollet, Tim Najwan, Travis Corbier, and Ozzy Ozwamik for their leadership with the upcoming sunrise ceremony that will be hosted at Espanola High School on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. The ceremony will begin at 6:45 a.m. on Tuesday, September 30th, and you are all invited to join should your schedules permit. I'd also like to thank all of you, our trustees and this board, for our ongoing gratitude for all of your dedication and commitment that's evident each and every day to student learning and well-being. It is a privilege to serve this board and to serve our schools and our students, and your leadership and support are so greatly appreciated by all of our senior team, staff, students, and communities alike. Also, on some very important updates, after a very successful career, I want to share with you that Superintendent Kathy Watchnuk has shared with us she has plans to retire. Superintendent Watchnuk's last day of work will be December 19th, 2025. And while we're all very happy that she'll be beginning a new exciting chapter in her life, we will certainly miss her leadership and dedication to special education. I will express more of our gratitude and appreciation to Superintendent Watchnuk at our December meeting. And also, today marks a very special day for Mr. Dave Kitching, as it is his last board meeting prior to his retirement. Too many retirements. Dave has led information services through many changes throughout the years. And despite the constant changes in the world of IT, what has remained constant is his professionalism, his support for staff and students, and his kind and caring personality. Dave, on behalf of our students and staff, thank you very sincerely for your leadership and years of great service, and we wish you all the best in your new adventures. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Bourget. And I was just thinking, I've known Dave Kitchen longer than than anybody wants to know in this room. So, anyways, I want to add to everybody's comments here and wish you all the best, Dave. And thank you so much for everything that you've done for the board over the years. And good luck in your retirement. Next item on our agenda is the Ontario Public School Board Association Directors Report, and I'll call on Trustee Cosmerly online.
Thank you. So just a couple of remarks. This weekend, I'm attending an OPSPA Board of Directors meeting in Toronto. If you've been following the news, you know that the future of school board trustees, especially English Public School Board trustees, is uncertain. Our Board of Directors meeting will focus on strategies to address the unprecedented challenges facing trustees and those facing OPSPA as our expert voice on public education in Ontario. As you may not know, both OPSPA and OSTA-ACO were informed in July that membership fees from supervised boards would not be paid in accordance with direction from the Minister of Education. This translates into a 25% budget cut for OPSPA and a 20% cut for OSTA for the 2025-2026 school year. And it comes at a time when leadership from both of these organizations is critical. I will share more information about the results of our discussions after our Board of Directors meeting. Related to this, OSPA sent an email to all Northern trustees on September 12th, along with a template letter and a Q&A document. I encourage all trustees to use these documents as tools to advocate for the important role of school board trustees in our communities. Finally, 86% of trustees and directors of education across Ontario completed the recent ministry-mandated professional development. This figure, though, does not include those boards that are under ministry supervision. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Cosmerly. Any questions from trustees to Trustee Cosmerly? Trustee McCauley, go ahead, sir.
I guess this is a little bit out of character, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the Special Education Advisory Committee meeting that we had and how it dovetails into what Judy was talking about with the OPSPA emails that have been sent out. While we were at our meeting, there was a lot of discussion around support for the role of trustees, and that trustees are an essential part of everything that goes on with boards. There's a little bit of discussion around making sure that there was no leaning into operational areas, but I don't think that that really became an issue. Really what we have to do, and following up on what Judy pointed out, the information that's come out in the emails and whatever is absolutely critical for everybody to read and absorb. It gives you a whole bunch of Q&As. It talks about the philosophies of being a board member. You're not a rubber stamp, what you're expected to do, and you're not expected to sit there and sit on your hands and wonder about whether or not you should actually get involved. And by saying that, getting involved doesn't mean that you're going to drive the car. It means that you're going to help the poor person out there to get to the source that they have to get the answers that they need. So clearly we look at our role as administrative, but we can't be frightened off that line that says, hey, guy, you know, you're being somebody that's expected to be there for us, and we all do it. We all get calls from our constituents for one reason or another, and we pass them on to our superintendents, and on rare occasion, we pass them on directly to the director. But we have to be there, and the people out there want us to be there. It's not a case of where, you know, you're standing out there and shouting into the blue. People want you, and so I just wanted to bring that forward. We had a wonderful meeting, and there was lots that came out of it, but that was a key component as far as the role of trustees. And our people on that SEAC committee support the trustees heartily. So let's live up to our expectations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee McCauley. Anything further on the Ontario Public School Board Association report? Trustee Corbett-Addison.
Yes, just a note, I was at an OPSPA Education Program Work Group meeting on September 12th, and similar sentiment was echoed regarding Bill 33, I think it's Bill 33.
133.
133, and to, again, reach out collaboratively, if we can, to our MPPs across the region to let them know how important our role is in public education system.
Thank you, Trustee Corbett-Addison. Online, Trustee Hunda has raised her hand. Go ahead, Trustee Hunda.
For now, I know in the future I'll have a lot more to say, but for now, I do want to thank Judy for the work that she's doing on our behalf. But I would also like you, if you would please take back a message about how much I appreciated what they have sent us, because I do really encourage everyone to read it, because I really appreciate the stance that OPSPA's taking on our behalf. And I think it's very truthful, very easy to understand. I hope that it gets a lot of public support, but I do appreciate the work that's that is going on. And thank you, Judy, for continuing to be our voice.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. Anything further? Seeing none, we'll move on to student trustee report. Go ahead, Trustee Gannett.
Thank you. We had our first student senate meeting. What was the date? I forgot. The 9th? 8th? 9th? On the 9th of September. And we had 11 out of the 12 senators in attendance, including me and Daenerys. We begun with playing a few icebreakers, and it was really good for like team bonding and to get to know each other. We did one with like our names and fun facts, and then one where we like work together as a team to solve something. It was very fun. After that, we were talking about the conference that we're going to plan, the Stand Up Speak Out one. We explained to the senators what it was and what our job is. So we talked about how we need themes, keynote speakers, and breakout room speakers, how we need like activities, and also the budgeting. Then we led into like our responsibilities and expectations for the conference. Pardon me. We talked about the connection to executive roles as well as their role with the conference planning, which we are voting on later in the meeting. And going into that, we had our elections for our executive council. So for treasurer, Alex Menard from Sudbury Secondary School was acclaimed. And then for secretary, Adriana Tavares from Sudbury Secondary was also acclaimed. And then for our media coordinator was Miles Dinan from LaSalle Secondary School. He was acclaimed. And then our vice chair, Calio Duncanson Hales from Sudbury Secondary School, we voted in because there was 2 people, so he was voted in. So that's from me.
We also shared expectations and criteria with the senators for school updates, and we will start proper updates at the October Senate meeting. We also did an activity for goals for the Student Senate. So we asked questions like, what do you hope to see from Senate this year? What can you do as a senator to better your school? How can you be involved with your school's leadership? And how can we mentor students to help the future leaders? We also went over membership and outreach for Senate. So this year we have 12 in comparison to 16 last year. So we have a big number of less. So we have no representation from Confederation, Espanola, and Lively, as well as Barrydown if you would like to include. And we still have space in Chelmsford, Lockerbie, Manitoulin, and Llewellyn. So we have 6 out of the 10 schools represented on Senate. And then going into another thing that we did was we started an Orange Shirt Day social media post. So 5 senators were interested, not including Izzy and I, and we were hoping to post this onto our Student Senate Instagram by around the 28th of September. That was something that we worked on outside of our Senate meeting. That was a virtual meeting. We did included things about the origin of Orange Shirt Day, Truth and Reconciliation, Kamloops, the Indian Act, treaties, and days of significance that relate towards truth and reconciliation. And this was a very big learning opportunity for a lot of the senators. They actually didn't know a lot of things about this. And so we got to have a lot of very mindful discussions, and a lot of learning happened. It was really nice. And with my role as the ISTC Vice Chair, we are hoping to do a social media post as well from executive for the ISTC, and that will be posted somewhere in Osta, UH.
Thanks very much for your report. Any questions for our student trustees? We have online Trustee Cosmerly. Go ahead, please.
Just one with respect to those schools that have not provided representation. What is the next step to make sure that they are at the table? Thank you.
Trustee Cosmerly, today a form went back out to schools indicating that we are seeking senators. So that went out to principals today. And we're hoping, as this happens every year, to try to get more senators on to the Student Senate.
Student trustee Gannett, go ahead.
Thank you. At the meeting, we also mentioned it to the other senators from the schools that had maybe like only 1 or 2 representations, and we also told them to outreach in their own schools as well, maybe get people on board that they know and stuff, and if like someone knew someone from Confed or anything, to get them to talk about it as well.
Perfect. Trustee Hunda on line.
Thank you, Chair Farrell. I really, Trustee Gannett just covered what I was about to say. I was going to remind the girls, as Superintendent McNamara did, that we did do some discussion about how that is part of their role, is to go back to their schools and encourage others to join. And they actually had quite a robust discussion on how to again make the student senate a little more known within the high school community. So they are on a good plan, and they had I just want to relay that they, for a first meeting of a year, it went exceptionally well, and thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. Anything further from questions for the student trustees? Seeing none, thank you very much for your report, and good luck with getting your numbers up. I know you're going to do a great job at that. We now move on to trustees' remarks. Any remarks from trustees? Seeing none, quiet bunch tonight, so I'll move on to the chairperson's remarks. So, give me a second here. So, we're now a few weeks into the school year, and great things are happening in Rainbow Schools. Students are once again running or walking in support of the Terry Fox Foundation. Terry Fox runs are held annually in communities across Canada to raise funds for cancer research. This year, schools are celebrating the 45th year of the Marathon of Hope. And Rainbow Schools will participate in Franco-Ontarian Day on Thursday, September 25th, the 50th anniversary of the Franco-Ontarian flag, the Drapeau de Franco-Ontario. Staff and students in Rainbow Schools are invited to wear green and white as we celebrate the rich history and culture and the contributions of Franco-Ontarians. And the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation will begin with a sunrise ceremony at Espanola High School on Tuesday, September 30th at 6:45 a.m. This is a time to acknowledge the survivors of residential schools who had the courage to share their stories. It is also a time to remind the children who never made it, to remember the children who never made it home. Staff and students will join together and wear orange as a symbol of truth as we continue to walk together on the path towards reconciliation. And certificates of internship will be presented to the 4th group of Project Search HSN participants during a signing ceremony at the Health Science North tomorrow, September 24th. A signing ceremony will also take place for the 2nd group of interns for Project Search at Pioneer Manor on Wednesday, October the 1st. We congratulate all the participants and wish them well during these exciting internships. And the greater community is invited to support Lansdowne Public Schools' love of reading through the Indigo Loves Reading Foundation Adopt a School initiative. Until October 5th, every dollar donated to Indigo in Sudbury and online will go towards the purchase of books in English and French or to further promote reading at school and at home. And the Parent Involvement Committee Annual General Meeting will take place on Tuesday, October the 14th at 5 p.m. at Sudbury Secondary School, beginning at 5:30. Our Director of Education will welcome parents and guardians. Then our educators will host workshops for our families with a focus on literacy, numeracy, mental health, and Indigenous education. Parents and guardians are invited to engage in hands-on activities with their children to support their learning at home. I am encouraging trustees to join us. Everyone is welcome. The director's message will be live streamed to ABLS Public School and Little Current Public School. Carousels will be offered at both of these sites. And a friendly reminder that schools will be closed on Thanksgiving on Monday, October 13th. And also coming up are 2 professional activity days. One is this Friday, September the 26th, and the other is Monday, October the 20th. There will be no school for students. Information about PD days is posted on our board website. And as you heard earlier this evening during the summer program presentation, wonderful things are happening in Rainbow Schools all year around. I am proud of the work being done in our 6 priority areas: student success and well-being, truth and reconciliation, literacy and numeracy, mental health and well-being, environmental education and sustainability, and equity and inclusive education. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I would like to thank our administrators, our educators, and the support staff for another successful start up to the school year. Thank you for making Rainbow Schools a wonderful place for teaching and learning. And that concludes my remarks for tonight. So, Section G, information and proposals. In your package tonight, we have the official minutes from the Special Education Advisory Committee from May 7th, 2025. There's also a tender request for proposal for some work being done at Lockerbie Competent School for an HVAC upgrades, and there are no non-staff communications. Future meetings are listed in Section F. With the one that's coming up quickest is the Audit Committee meeting on September 29th at 2025 at 3 p.m. Student Senate meets again on October 6th at 5:30. Strategic Planning, first one of the year, is October 7th at 5 p.m. The PIC Annual General Meeting, which was just mentioned, once again is October 14th at 6. Environmental Education Committee meeting is October 15th at 3:30. And Equity and Inclusion Committee meets October 16th at 3:30. And our next full board meeting is scheduled for October 21st right here at 5 p.m. So that's it for our agenda tonight. So without any further ado, we're looking for a motion for adjournment. Moved by Trustee Corbett Addison, seconded